Hi everyone, I'm creating a video blog, kind of documenting my progress every step of the way as I make this documentary Louder Than Words with the team that's behind me. I thought it'd be a really smart way to keep track and kind of inform everybody of each step of the process as I continue to go forward. If I had to define the story in a couple of words, I would use the words like inspire, the words like family, the words like love. It's really interesting to see these parents, Michael and Jill, really believe in what they are doing. And the controversy, what other people might think or what other people might say, what friends might, they have deaf friends that might have their own opinion. That doesn't stop them. They believe in what they're doing and they feel like it's the best thing for their children. Basically, I came across this story in November of 2008. And I met this family doing a different project for University of Chicago called Project Aspire, and I fell in love with it immediately. It's for families that found out that their child is deaf, and it's going to help them every step of the way, by showing other parents that have gone through the same thing and show them that they're not alone. And it's a very rewarding project. I met the Stark family doing the very first video for Aspire. And when they told me their story, I did this 45-minute interview and I only needed, maybe a minute of that interview for Aspire. But I listened to the whole 45-minute interview later when I was editing it. And their story is so powerful and so inspiring, and the way they are so passionate about telling that story. And I thought, wow, I kind of got to tell the story. If I'm only taking 1 minute for this project, it's not really telling that story. And their story was so inspiring to me as a filmmaker that I thought, if it's inspiring me, it's going to inspire many other people. So it was at that moment where I decided to get in contact with a few people that I thought could help me. We approached the Starks family, kind of telling them exactly how I felt, that I was inspired by their story. That single interview made me want to tell their whole story and not just what they had to tell in a short amount of time. Just a brief overview of this documentary. The Stark family consists of Jill Stark, who's the mom, Michael Stark, the dad, Jeffrey, who's their 3-year-old, and Melissa, who's their newborn. Well, she's 7 months now, but when I first met Jill, she was pregnant with her. Each family member has a unique storyline on their own. So even if I followed one of those family members, I have a really interesting story in just that family member. But now when you bring the whole family together, now there's a whole new storyline. So I'm following each character, if you will, by themselves and showing that storyline. And when the family comes together, there's that storyline. So there's really 5 different storylines that I'm following at any given time. Jill has a very interesting life story. There are many stories about her, from her success in mainstream, and now in her life she works as a graphic designer for a firm and she doesn't have an interpreter. It's very inspiring to me to see her never give up throughout her whole life, always moving forward. Michael is a very talented guy. He's done so many different things in his life that just blows me away. For example, he gave me several VHS tapes, and they're from his days in the theater. He used to be an actor, and a very talented one at that. On top of that, he's a scuba diving instructor. He loves scuba diving. One storyline that kind of came from being a scuba diver was he doesn't want to get implanted. So I asked him, hey, why not? Why not the cochlear implant for you? He said to me, I love scuba diving, and I love it so much that if I get implanted, it will restrict me from going really deep into the water. Right now, he could go about 130 feet. If he gets the implant, he can't go nearly that deep, and he loves it, and he's so passionate about it that he feels like his whole life he's been faced with barriers. And if he gets the implant, that's kind of putting another barrier on him that he's created. And why? His whole life, he's overcome barriers. That story really spoke to me because it showed how passionate he is. And he's passionate about a lot of different things in life, and that's just one example of his storyline. Then there's Jeffrey, and I enjoy every minute with Jeffrey. He's just a blast to be around, and He loves the camera. You know, lately he's kind of got used to the camera being there, so he kind of avoids it and goes about his business. But he's the only person so far in the family in this March of 2009 that's actually been implanted. He's really making some great progress, as you could see in some of the videos. He's really becoming verbal, and he's really listening to things, and he's really moving forward. Then there is the baby. Now, she's the cutest baby you'll ever see, and she's actually getting implanted. She's not too far from that, and I am following her as she goes to her doctor's visit, to her audiology tests, and showing just what it takes to get the cochlear implant. And it's really interesting from a medical standpoint to see every step of the way, from an audio test that might take an hour, to talking to the surgeon, to seeing what she needs to do to prepare for surgery. And it's going to continue on and on, you know, showing the surgery, showing her progress afterwards. This story is so powerful that it's attracted a lot of great people. Every person is doing everything they can in their power to contribute to the making of this documentary and helping it be as great as it can be. They all have a unique skill that they bring to the table, and it's really great to have such passion behind this project, because after all, it is the project from the heart. And I feel that when everybody brings that same passion to the project, it's just going to make it all the better. Stay tuned. I'm going to create many more videos as often as I can to keep everybody updated on the progress of this film. I'm going to cover every aspect of the filmmaking and every aspect of the storyline. So feel free to discuss your ideas, your opinions on the forum, and I will keep in touch with everybody.